guys? Aussie Blade Show back at it again. Episode 4. And today we've got the topic of the moon landings.
How do you feel about the moon landing? Think it happened?
I don't know, man. I mean, I feel like if you're going to fake all that stuff, I mean, not we, because I wasn't alive at the time, but I mean, there's documentation of the rocket launching and whatnot. I mean, if you're gonna go all out like that for a fake, might as well just fucking do it.
Yeah, it makes more sense to actually go to the moon than fake going to the moon.
I mean, shit, you already got the rocket, you send the motherfucker up there.
It's a lot of fuel.
Don't waste gas, Might as well go up there. Make the trip for sure. But I don't know, there's a lot of skeptics out there. There's a lot of people that think it's all a hoax and it's not real.
It's all Hollywood production.
Yeah, Hollywood production. Steven Spielberg himself.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man.
Yeah. I mean, I believe it happened.
I mean, I don't know, man. Like I said, in order for you to fake something like that, it's crazy.
I mean, especially in 1969, like, how good can you really fake it? I mean, 1969, I mean, if we had technology to take us to the moon, then I guess we did have technology to fake it, but it just makes no sense to fake it. But
yeah, I don't know, man.
I mean, you can believe what you want to believe.
My biggest thing, okay, me personally, like, this is just something that I think about sometimes. I don't know. Catch myself thinking about this sometimes. Why the fuck have we not been back there? Like, the technology that we had back in the 60s compared to the technologies now. I mean, I'm sure you can go with half the fuel.
Yeah.
And
they have Elon Musk helping out NASA.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, too. Like, how is it that we're now our only hope, or yeah, in a way, how is it that we're gonna let someone privatize like space flights? Like, our only hope is like to have a super wealthy dude basically say, "Fuck it, I want to go to space." Like, I feel like the government should be funding this.
They should, but they're not. They're not helping NASA a lot anymore, so.
Yeah, I mean, that's crazy because, I mean, back in 2019, NASA's budget was $21.5 billion.
Shit.
You know what I mean? The Trump administration actually was pushing to give them a little more money. $22.6 billion, for the 2020 budget. But I mean, it's crazy to me that we're not spending more money here. Like, this is space, like space exploration. Like, this is something that we should probably pursue, I think.
But then again, space is studied more than our own oceans.
Well, yeah, because
but at the same time, like, people are like, well, we have the ocean here, we can study it whenever. We can't really go to space whenever we want. The cost and.
Yeah, I mean, apparently, I don't know, because the crazy thing for me is $21.5 billion, which obviously it's a shitload of money.
Yeah.
But when you compare that to the military's budget of $680 billion, like, that's a ridiculous difference.
Do you think NASA should have? Well, I mean, I guess Space Force, but I'm saying NASA should have been in it should have been together with the military.
Well, I can see why at first it wasn't.
Yeah,
I mean, really, you're talking about researchers and doing more of a different type of work. But I feel now, especially with this, I guess the Trump administration coming forward with like Space Force, and people laughed at it and stuff like that. But I mean, yeah, I think it should become something that's part of our military, because I mean, military be getting that money.
Yeah. The Apollo program, which Apollo 11 was the space flight that landed on the moon. They had a budget of 25. Well, it costed them 25.4 billion, which is 152 billion in today's dollars.
Yeah, like it's just fucking crazy.
So I mean, what did you say the budget was for NASA last year?
21.5 billion.
21.5 billion.
Yeah.
What it costed them in 1969 was 25.4 billion, which is 152 billion dollars today.
Right. And I mean,
But technology has, since 1969 to now, I mean, we have computers in our pockets that we carry around every day.
yeah.
You know?
No, yeah, definitely. Like I said, I mean, and by contrast, and nowadays, like with inflation and everything, budget to go to the moon puts NASA at around $133 billion, and that's a lot of money, man, just for a mission.
But they have SpaceX. They have the help from SpaceX now, so.
Yeah, that's true. But again, this is like a privatized thing, so now it feels like, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, Apollo 11, like I said, was a space flight that landed on the moon for the first time, taking humans up there. Commander was, Armstrong, as everyone knows, and his module pilot was Buzz Aldrin. And they landed on the moon in 1969. And people, they took pictures and videos up there, and that's why people think, a lot of people think that's why it was fake. Like, oh, there's too much light. The pictures are too clear.
Yeah.
So I understand, totally understand why people, are saying it. We didn't go, but
I don't know, man. I just feel like out of all the things that you can fake, that's a very like specific thing to fake. Like, why?
yeah,
I mean, I get also around that time, um, you're talking about the space race per se. You know what I mean? We were basically competing with the Russians and stuff.
who first launched the first human into space. So I mean
Yeah,
that
exactly.
that pushed NASA to be like, no, you guys, okay, you guys put the first person in space. Okay, now we're gonna put the first humans on the moon.
Yeah, yeah. This was all obviously back in '61 with President John F. Kennedy. He began aggressively expanding the U.S. space program, and he basically committed the nation to the very ambitious goal, of course, at the time of landing the first man on the moon by the end of the decade. As you said, the Soviet Union was the first one to launch um, a satellite, Sputnik. Um, so basically, that's what kind of kicked off the space race of the '60s. They're like, shit. Now it's a race to see who's gonna get up there first. Because obviously, um, I obviously more than just bragging rights at that point. It's like, who gets to put their flag on the moon first, and how is that gonna put us as a country a step forward from everybody else?
Yeah.
So obviously, very important for us to
Yeah.
get there before.
Yeah, and Kennedy was like really pushing it. Like he wanted NASA to get their shit done.
Yeah.
He didn't want the Soviet Union to get there first.
Yeah, you can't have that shit. But yeah, I mean, I guess in that perspective, like just trying to like, I don't know, beat the Soviets. um, to the moon or whatever. I guess that could have prompted, or that's probably where the whole idea of maybe we faked it came from, because it's like, shit, you're basically competing with another country to see who's going to get out there first. And, if you fake it till you make it, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know, man.
Yeah, I mean, and going back to why people think it's fake, like a lot of people have debunked it, like Mythbusters, with the pictures on why is the astronaut on the other side of the spacecraft,
Yeah.
and when they took the picture, why was he so illuminated?
Mm-hmm.
And the Mythbusters, they did it in a small scale and took the picture, and the astronaut was pretty bright. So I mean, and also you have light coming off of Earth also because of the oceans, which reflects back to the moon also.
Yeah, the moon is a very reflective um, object. That's why we see it, when it's hot because of
And you can see it even
the
during the
surface and
day.
stuff. Yeah.
But I mean, you're always gonna have people. There's always gonna be a conspiracy for everything.
Yeah.
So, but
I don't know. Like I said, I just feel like going through all that trouble just to fake something like that. I feel like it wouldn't even be worth it at that point.
yeah,
Like the amount of paperwork, documents, like things that you would have had to fake. Like I said, it
it's it
it,
it,
it
it
would be
makes more
just easier
yeah, it makes
to.
more sense to really just go to the moon than
Yeah,
fake it.
exactly.
Way more sense. Probably. I mean, I really don't think that 1969 someone could have pulled off faking something like that.
Yeah, I mean, you never know.
Another thing is that people claim that there's no way that we can get through the Van Allen, radiation belts in space,
Right.
and that's also been tested here on Earth. And they're saying that the spacecraft that they were in, it wasn't thick enough, and someone built a not an exact replica, but the same thickness of the metal, same materials, and put some radiation on it, and no radiation got inside the spaceship.
Hmm.
So I mean, it make it kind of debunks what people are saying
Yeah.
about us not being able to survive through the Van Allen belts, but people have proved that you can. And I mean, when you think about it, it's 1969. Technology is not all there yet. It kind of makes no sense that we were able to go to the moon, but at the same time, why not? I mean, NASA has always been, top of the line, and I mean, like we said, they've been funded back then. They had a lot of money to be able to afford something like that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I honestly believe that we did send these guys up to the moon. But
Yeah. No, me too, man. I'm on the same page with you. Like, I just don't feel like there's a reason, or like it wouldn't make sense. Like, I feel like what you've got to gain versus what you've got to lose. Because I mean, another thing would be like, for this massive cover up. Because I mean, you're gonna have all kinds of engineers on board and all kinds of like production crews and stuff like that. Like, how are you gonna keep all of that a secret for so long? You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah. It's just, I mean, like I said, there's always gonna be someone that is gonna say, "Nah, this didn't happen," or I mean, like 9/11.
Yeah.
There's so many theories about that. Like, there's always gonna be someone to say like to go against it.
Yeah.
But and you know, people have even harassed Buzz Aldrin in the streets. There's that famous video of the dude chasing him around with a Bible and telling him to put his hand on the Bible and swear
Jesus
that he
Christ.
really went to the moon, and he punched the dude right in the face.
Don't blame him.
It's like, dude, like, I mean, these guys are national heroes, you know?
Yeah.
And you're over here harassing them just because you really believe that. I mean, and we're not telling you guys what to believe, but
Yeah, but I mean, don't get so caught up. Like, if you don't believe that's cool, just don't be harassing people either.
yeah, I mean, it is interesting that we haven't gone back.
Yeah, that's honestly the thing that
Yeah.
like
What was the last time that we were on the moon?
the last time we were up there was
70s?
back in 1972, December 1972, with the Apollo 17 mission, man.
So just 3 years after the first moon landing, we were there. So we had, so NASA had money to
Yeah.
go to the moon in 1969, and
hmm
still had money to go to it again in 1972.
I mean, we went to yeah. I mean, that was the last time that we went up there. I mean,
So I'm saying, like, if NASA was able to go to the moon in '69 and still have the money to go again 3 years later, we need to go back.
yeah. I mean, it doesn't add up, man. How are you all of a sudden too broke to go?
I mean, it's understandable that they're not funding them as much as they used to, but they, that's what I'm saying. Like now NASA has teamed up with SpaceX,
Yeah.
which both of them together should have enough money to go to the moon twice again in the same year.
Yeah, and I think that's another reason why they're trying to privatize space flights. Because, I mean, when airplanes first became a thing, I'm sure the tickets were expensive. It was only for like the super wealthy, and I think that's kind of where this is going to go too. Um, they're privatizing it so they can keep funding all of
Yeah,
these
yeah,
trips, and obviously the tickets are probably going to be ridiculously expensive. Like you're talking probably a few $1 million.
yeah. And I mean, if you think about it too, if NASA, I mean, with NASA and SpaceX teamed up now, SpaceX has the rockets that land back. So
Yeah,
they're saving money there with not destroying their rockets that help launch the ship. You know, they launch, they separate, and the rocket that help propel the spaceship up lands right back to the launch pad. So I mean, how many millions are they saving just by this technology of being able to land back the rocket that help push the spaceship up?
yeah,
You know, it's not landing in the middle of the ocean and getting destroyed or really damaged and having to fix it up. Like they're landing these things back, the rockets that are helping launch the ships. Which is, I mean, that goes to show how far technology has come. You know, at first NASA would launch and some of the rockets would get destroyed, land in the ocean. They couldn't retrieve, they couldn't retrieve them, and now SpaceX figured out how to land those rockets right back to the pad
yeah.
and reuse them. It's just
Yeah, like
it's
I
like
said, I mean, clearly we have the technology and the ability to create all of these new rockets that are going to be, you know, saving some money and stuff like that. And I mean, there's definitely, I feel like there's definitely a reason why we're not actually actively trying to go back there. Like, but I mean, as to what reason that reason might be, who knows? There's a lot of conspiracies out there too that talk about like there's already someone up there. There are aliens up there, and basically, we were told not to go back there as a human race by whoever was already up there.
yeah,
You know, like someone's already colonizing it, so don't even come back. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know how truth that might be. You know.
Yeah, and another thing why people say it's fake is because the flag that was placed on the moon when they took the pictures, it seems like it's there's wind flapping it,
Yeah.
and there's no atmosphere on the moon, so obviously there can't be any wind blowing the flag around.
I mean, but who really even knows? I mean, I know there's physics and stuff like that, and I get that. But who's to say that there's something going on over there? Like, you just never know, man. You know what I mean? Like, the only people that know for sure how it is up there and what it is are the people that have been up there.
Yeah, and I mean, and with the flag, they're saying that there's more pictures of the flag not moving than there is footage of it flapping.
Yeah.
So I mean, in the end, I mean, we can't really prove if we really went. It makes to me it makes sense that we did go.
Yeah, definitely. Because, like I said, why are we going to be wasting so much time and money on basically faking this?
Yeah, and they're saying that the flag looked like it's flapping because they had it rolled up, and when they put it up there, it kept the shape of when they had it rolled up, so it looks crinkled up. It looks like it looks like there's wind blowing on it, but there really isn't no
Yeah,
wind.
it's just an
It
optical
just kept the
illusion.
shape from when
Yeah.
like if you fold a shirt and you fold it out, you can see how you have had it folded. So, I mean, it makes sense why the flag looked the way it does in the pictures and in the videos.
Yeah.
But I mean, like I said, you're always gonna have these people that are gonna go against everything. But
Yeah, definitely.
I just, I mean, I wish I hope in our lifetime we get to see them go back to the moon and
Yeah.
do more research on it. And I mean, and now with technology, like now we can study what the moon's made out of more back on Earth. They can bring more samples and really look into it. You know what's crazy?
What's that, man?
We see the moon differently than the southern hemisphere does. Isn't that insane? That we see a completely different moon than what the southern hemisphere, when they see the moon, it looks completely different to them.
How so?
The it's like if you turn the moon upside down. Like
Oh,
what like
wow.
if we like the craters that we see
Right.
on the moon, they see them the other way around.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow.
I never knew that until recently. I think that's pretty well. I wonder what flat Earth people have to say about that, or
Seriously.
why is Earth flat but the moon's round? Why can't the Earth be round if the moon's if the moon's round, why can't Earth be round?
Yeah.
You know, like you mean you're looking at the moon, you can see the moon almost every single night, and it's round, but you're saying Earth is flat.
Yeah, some of these flat earth people, like, I get it, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't know, man.
Yeah, it's just
Just doesn't add up.
and I mean the government needs to just start funding these guys again.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Like, what are we doing?
I mean, look how much. Look at the military's budget right now.
Exactly, man.
That is a lot of money.
Yeah, like, you're telling me that we can't, like, throw a few $1 billion up there?
To go to the moon again. And I mean, technology just keeps evolving. So I mean, maybe soon we'll see these guys back on the moon. And there's
Yeah.
also stories of what is it? Like these domes on Earth that
Where
are that there's domes on the moon. I mean,
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. Like, there's like talks of like there's already someone else up there, and that's why we haven't been able to like
yeah, go
go
back
up
to
there, and because someone already colonized it, basically, we would be intruding on them. You know what I mean? If they've already colonized since way back when, I'm sure they have better technology than what we have right now. Even.
yeah, because you sent me a video of who was it? Was that an astronaut? Was that an astronaut saying that he when he was there? So that had to have been Apollo. What was that? Apollo 17.
Something like
The
that.
second one, the second crew that went to the moon, where the astronaut saying that he saw structures
Mm-hmm.
on the moon. So
Yeah, but I mean, again, there's a lot of things like who's gonna know seriously who's gonna like know for sure what's going on up there, you know?
I just want to see them go back.
Yeah, like according to a lot of like astronauts, like it's we haven't gone back there also because of like budgetary and political hurdles. Like, you know, at the end of the day, it's all about politics. And I mean, I get it. You know, it's crazy how just because it doesn't fit in with someone's political views or like their agenda, it's like, yeah, let's just put that in the back burner or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, you also have the one of the NASA administrator, you know, Jim Brightstein, who basically said, you know, the biggest reason why we haven't gone back to the moon is simply because it's too long of a project and it's too expensive. And I guess it goes hand in hand. Like it's too expensive because it's such a lengthy process and a project. So obviously, the longer it's going to take, the more people you have to keep paying, more engineers, more people that are going to have to be working around the clock and stuff like that. So obviously, yeah, it all comes down to money. But when we have a $680 billion a year budget for our military, and we can't hook up our NASA department with like a couple more $1 billion,
Right. Then yeah.
like I don't know.
It's also interesting that the U.S. has been the only country to put people on the moon.
Yeah, exactly. Which is another reason why.
Yeah, because I mean, Russia, Japan, China, and the European Space Agency, which that's pretty cool. I mean, in Europe, every country's pretty small, so
Yeah,
all of Europe got together. I think it's like Spain, England, Germany, like they all put their budgets together for
yeah,
their space program. They've put they put probes on the moon, but we're the only ones that have put people on the moon.
yeah. Which is another reason why a lot of people are like,
Yeah, like
"How are you
how
the only
you were able to
ones?"
figure out when Russia had the capabilities, most likely to do it.
Yeah,
Also,
exactly.
you know,
How did you all of a sudden get people up there?
or does it also come to politics? The U.S. were the first one. We put our flag there, and it's like the government telling. What if they had a meeting and told every other country like you're not allowed to go to the moon?
Well, I mean, you
You
really
know,
can't do that though. I don't
no,
think.
but you can. I mean, no one owns space, but
Exactly.
I mean, we you know how the government is. What if the U.S. threatened other countries with like war? You know,
I mean, pretty bold
it
thing
is,
to
but I mean,
do.
how many bold things does the government not do every other day?
That's very true.
It's just interesting that the U.S. has been the only ones to put people on the moon, and no one else has.
Yep.
I think it'd be pretty cool to if Mexico, the U.S. and Canada made their own, made like NASA was, with a budget of three countries, because if the U.S. is already getting billions for it, then Canada can put some in, and so can Mexico.
Yeah, I
You know,
mean,
if
maybe it will take a collective effort of the
there's some
entire world.
yeah, I mean,
You know,
look
maybe
at
we should just not have
I
NASA. Maybe
mean
we should just have like a
yeah, I mean
planetary
like
space
Europe
agency.
has a space agency, and it's a bunch of European countries.
Yeah,
Why can't the U.S., Canada, and Mexico come together to make NASA better, bring it back up like it was in the 60s and 70s, where they were really, really, exploring it and really trying to get out there.
yeah,
I mean, now you have Elon Musk saying that he's gonna have people on Mars.
yeah. I mean, and again, it's just you're privatizing it, so it's like
I mean, when you privatize something like that, it's easier.
yeah, because you have people that are gonna be willing to go up there. Like
Yeah, they're gonna pay you.
you're
They're
gonna
willing to
get
pay the money.
yeah, you're gonna get people that are super wealthy, and they're gonna be like, yeah, I'll go to space. How much? You know what I mean? And you basically get a GoFundMe of all these super wealthy people that are just pouring money into this privatized space program because they want to be the ones that have. Um, I mean, imagine how much more money they're gonna get if they invest X amount of dollars. You know, everyone's gonna want to go up there to space, so
Yeah,
it would be super profitable.
yeah. But just imagine. I mean, just imagine like you know, U.S., Canada, and Mexico, or like you said, like all the the countries that can afford it, the world makes a space program, and now can you imagine the capabilities that that space program would be able to do?
Yeah,
At the same time, the U.S. government would save money because now you have so many countries pitching in. So you don't have you're not the only one dealing with with the finances of the space program. So now the U.S. gets to put even less money in because every other country's putting money in.
yeah,
You
but
know,
and again, I guess it also like with that being said, I think that it goes back to like the political aspect of
yeah,
it
and I
because
mean,
then
yeah,
you would
like
get
every
too
country
many.
wants to be the only one to do
Yeah,
this
you
or
get
do
too many
that.
countries involved. Obviously, if you were asking all these countries for a few $1 billion and kick into the party or whatever, they're gonna want to get involved in some capacity. And then at that point, like the U.S. isn't the best at sharing their secrets and stuff like that when it comes to um, colonizing and all these other things that they
Right.
do. So they're probably not gonna be super thrilled of other countries just being there, like basically looking over their shoulder to see what's going on,
Yeah.
just because they basically contributed
Yeah.
financially to the project.
I mean, and look how quickly people, started their theories. We went to the moon in 69, and by 1967 they had so many people claiming that it was a hoax that in 1967 NASA released a fact sheet responding to all the claims that the Apollo 11 mission was a hoax,
Yeah,
and they released all their information in 1977, to to prove to them that it wasn't fake, and they reissued another fact sheet in 2001, and they even made a documentary on it, on how this was real. And for since 69 to the filmmaker Stanley Kubrick,
mm-hmm.
who made The Shining, Clockwork Orange, uh, 2001 A Space Odyssey movie, people not, well, they didn't blame him, but they accused him of being the one who filmed the moon landing, the fake moon landing.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah. They're attributing that
yeah.
that to him, like
Since then, since the movie, because the movie, I mean, Space Odyssey is a really good movie, and when that came out, um, they started accusing Stanley Kubrick of being the one who filmed the moon landing, and till the day that he died, he was accused of being the one who filmed who filmed it all.
Yeah, but that's crazy. Like I said, it's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, because we went to the moon. What was it, 69? And
Mm-hmm.
his movie 2001: A Space Odyssey was a year before that, almost exactly a year before that.
Yeah.
And when people saw the movie and then we went to the moon, people were like, "Wait, like, if this dude can film a space movie like that, that means he probably filmed the moon landing as
Yeah,
well."
and there was probably like a few similarities that led people to believe that. And it's like, how do you know what that looks like, sir?
Yeah, but I mean, like we said before, there's been a lot of people who debunked these hoaxes, and prove that the main things why people think it was fake, and they reenacted these things, and they all came back as, no, it is possible.
Yeah.
Just, like the pictures of Mythbusters with the wise astronaut so bright when he was on the other side of the spaceship, and they did it, and he looked just like the real picture.
Yeah. It's crazy.
It's just, I totally understand why people don't believe it. I really do. I mean,
Yeah.
the time that it happened, we weren't really advanced with technology yet. That's when, like, computers were barely coming out, but the computers, like, were took up a whole floor of a building.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like now where a computer, is our phone. Our phones are computers now. And computers run our cars and everything. Back then your computer was a whole floor of a building that needed to be,
Yeah.
that was the that computers weren't like, back then they weren't like they are now.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Yeah, so I'm saying, like, it makes sense why people don't believe it. I'm not talking shit, or for
Sounds like you're talking shit a little bit. Not
little, yeah, a little bit maybe, like, not trying to shove this shit down your throat, but it's like, it truly makes more sense to actually go to the moon than fake it.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, if you're gonna go through all that trouble, might as well try to fucking go.
Yeah. But I mean, you're always gonna have people.
Yeah, you're always gonna have the skeptics, and you're always gonna have the
And it's fine.
people that are gonna think what's up.
You're entitled to.
Yeah, your opinions and whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, there's no right or wrong answer to this. I don't think, as a general population, because
And
we'll never fucking know. Like, the government's never gonna, like. I don't feel like the government will ever really disclose everything that they do and how they do it and when they did it. You know what I mean? We're always gonna just be guessing, because the only people that know for sure are, if we did go, are the people that actually went. You
Right.
know what I mean? Other than that, um, I mean, shit. There's really no other way to know it.
And the shitty thing is that Kennedy didn't get to see this.
Yeah, he's the one that started the whole thing, man.
Yeah, and then, obviously, he was assassinated, and he never got to see. He never got to see these boys go to the moon, which is kind of shitty, because he was probably the number one president to really, like, push, the
Space program and whatnot.
yeah, like, really want that. And it sucks that he didn't get to see that. And it's a really good movie.
Which one?
Hidden Figures.
Hidden Figures.
It's on Netflix right now. Or no, sorry, Disney Plus. It's about
okay.
the three ladies that were, big part of the space program back then.
Mm-hmm.
And all three of them worked on a lot of the missions from back in the day.
Oh wow.
They did all the math, the computing, engineering.
They're like coding, right, and stuff like that.
Yeah, one was like, she knew a lot about, like, fixing things and the way computers work. The other one was a math genius, and the other one was an engineer. And one of them was played by the artist Janelle Monáe.
Right.
You haven't seen the movie?
I don't think so. I think I've seen the previews to it, but I
Amazing
don't think I've
movie.
seen it. I'll probably catch it
And
in a
it's
couple
kind
of
of
days.
shitty that their story, barely came out. How big of a part they were to the space program back then.
Right.
And I know a lot of it had to do with that, they're black females.
Right.
And obviously they were working for NASA in the 60s, so I mean, NASA wasn't going to say, these ladies were a big part of this,
Right.
And it's just a great movie, and they worked on all these um, programs, and they were a big part of what NASA was and became.
Yeah. Yeah. Pioneers.
Yeah. You gotta check out that movie.
Yeah, I'll probably watch it this weekend.
Everyone's gotta watch that movie. That's a great movie. But I don't know. I mean, I believe that we went to the moon.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, there's always going to be skeptics out there. There's always going to be people that have their views, and then I mean, there's
and we're not talking shit. We're not.
Yeah, no,
we're
not.
Not you believe what you want to believe. Is just we're just saying the way we see it, and
yeah,
what NASA has done and what they're capable of. So to us, it just makes sense that we really did go to the moon. It just seems like it's just a lot of trouble trying to fake something like that. To me, it's just, I don't know. It's. I want to see them go back to the moon.
Hell yeah, man.
I mean, I want to see these guys go to Mars. Like Elon Musk is promising, but we probably won't get to see it.
I mean, I hope I get to fucking see it. Yeah. Shit.
That'd be pretty cool. And then people come out and say that was fake also. And here we go again.
Yeah, no, that's how it goes, man.
I truly think the whole, a bunch of countries should get together and just make a big, huge space program that is funded, to the max. And we get to explore these, the moon, and even go further than that. Like Mars. I think it'd be pretty cool to see the world come together at least for one thing,
Yeah, definitely.
Which, I mean, the whole world should be coming together to end hate and end terrorism, but that's just stuff you can't stop.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man. I mean, shit. Yeah, it'd be great for us to come together as a civilization.
Just as one. Come as one for once,
and go out there and explore what's out there, man. Like, we definitely have the technology. We just gotta.
And also, explore the ocean more. I mean, every now and then we've, scientists and biologists and all these people find new, they find new species of animals, and like, we also need to explore the oceans more.
Yeah. Definitely something to look into.
Yeah. This is I'm really into the moon landing, and I like, watching shows and reading up on this stuff. And
yeah, there's so much information out there, guys. I mean, seriously, like, if you guys want to take a look at everything, like all the conspiracy theories, everything that's like people have said over the years, like it's crazy. There's like some out there, like there's people out there that say that the moon isn't even a satellite, like a natural satellite, like it's some kind of, well, not man-made, but like someone made it. Like, it's basically just orbiting us, which is true. I mean, it makes you think, because there's the chances of that kind of satellite forming around, or like, there's just a lot that goes into it, man. Like the probabilities of our universe existing the way that it does,
Right.
it almost makes you wonder, like,
Yeah, I mean, we're lucky. We're in the Goldilocks
yeah, like how are
zone, and we're
we
just in that perfect spot for it to contain, living,
exactly like how is it that
life.
we're in the perfect spot where we can just create life? Like it's mind blowing, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
And it's crazy how much the moon does. I mean,
yeah, it helps with the
the
gravitational pull.
yeah,
It like
the
helps with
the
the
ocean, the
oceans.
tides.
Like it's
It's
fucking
just
crazy.
insane. It blows my mind how people know this. Like, how did how did you figure all this stuff out? You know,
Yeah,
how did you figure how to launch into space? How did you figure what what the sun's made out of? What the moon does for Earth? It's just it's just incredible how much we've learned over thousands of years.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, the moon's been something that's been looked at for
Yeah,
thousands of years, like you
yeah.
said. You know, back to the
I
ancient
mean,
Greeks.
the Native Americans, ev- every civilization has something to do with stars, with the moon, the
Yeah,
sun. The Aztecs, the Mayans, they all they make their calendars around it, their gods around
yeah,
it. It all comes back to Earth, and it's funny because space is where everything it's where we all came from. This is where we're in space. Our Earth is in space, and it's just insane, and it's just the
yeah,
information is just endless on, and we probably will never we're probably never going to learn everything there is to our oceans and to space and to other things like that. And it's just, I mean, the more we can find out, the better. I mean, the more we can understand why we're here, why why is Earth able to sustain life and other planets aren't, you
yeah. I
know
mean, there's so many questions that it's like just mind blowing to even think. Like, what if we ever do get the end? Like, I always wonder, like, are we ever gonna get those answers? Like in our lifetime, for instance. You know what I mean?
I mean, hopefully we get a lot more in our lifetime, you know and I mean, obviously, for years to come, we're always going to learn something new. We're always going to find something that we didn't know about, and finally makes sense. But we just have to.
We just have to hope to see what's up, man.
Yeah.
And that's kind of wraps up this episode for today.
Little quick one. It's just we just wanted to cover the moon a little bit, since it's been making news again, with SpaceX kind of mentioning that they wanted to go, and all these stories coming out about astronauts that were there, that we just thought we'd just cover it quickly. And
Yeah. Yeah, again, let us know, guys, in the comments. Let us know. Shoot us a DM onto Instagram. If there's anything that you guys want us to talk about, like anything that kind of calls your attention, anything that kind of comes to your mind, we'll be more than happy to look into it and stuff like that.
they can be about anything except politics, and some religions, some religious stuff. We just won't, because it's just, they're too, those
Yeah,
subjects
we
are
don't.
just too touchy. And
Yeah, we don't want to get involved in all that stuff. But I mean,
yeah,
anything else, we're more than happy to.
a story that we don't, something that we might not know
Yeah, I
about,
mean, if
let
you
us
have a
know.
story, even if you guys have a story that you want to share, an experience, something like that kind of like,
Yeah, talk to us about it. You can even come on the show.
yeah, let us know. We'd love to have someone on the show.
Yeah. Well, we'll be releasing this tomorrow morning. Hope you guys enjoyed this little, pretty short show covering the moon a little bit, the conspiracies. But hope you guys have a good day.
Yeah, better guys. Till next time.